Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of this monochrome school Sims 4 build and embarrassing 6th grade boyfriend story time. You can find and download this build under the title New Crest Middle-ish School or by searching my moniker Trojanflower on the Sims 4 gallery. If you missed part 1, I encourage you to go to the link above or in the description to see that part and then come back to this part, and then you'll be all nice and caught up and you'll understand all the references and it won't be weird. Or should I say as weird. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more crazy, creative, and covert content. Let's get back into the story. Now, I'm pretty sure we left off with my friend Ashley and I making our merry way up the stairs to change into our Victoria's Secret and knockoff Walmart word on the butt hot pants with double tank top combo when she stopped me in the hall to tell me, as verbatim as my millennial memory will allow me to report. I just asked Chad if he likes you, and he said yes. So, are you gonna let me hook you guys up or what? The awkward cactus was too stunned to speak. Sure, Chad and I had our bouts of laughing at mustache, top hat, and anatomically endowed graffiti art in our history textbooks. And sure, we liked the same music, we rode the same bus, we probably both gave each other butterflies. Wait, do boys get butterflies? Let me ask my husband.
Hey babe, do boys get butterflies?
Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do, and he probably did. I know that I did. Wait.
Hey babe,
What?
did you have butterflies for me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Aw, that makes this embarrassing boyfriend story and all of my other embarrassing boyfriend stories completely worth it. Anyways, even though our chemistry was evident, I paused in my eagerness and told Ashley in the chillest way possible. Yeah, sure, I don't really care either way. But of course, on the inside, the butterflies were birthing puppy-love caterpillars like it was the middle of spring, and those caterpillars were metamorphosizing into more boy-crush canoodle coin butterflies at the exponential rate of, like, going from Earth to Andromeda Galaxy in 3.25 seconds. Okay, that kind of rate. Get the picture. I was more of like a Trojan cactus with a flower inside, not the other way around. And Ashley, she was basically an expert matchmaker at this point, so my nonchalant response was like no obstacle for her, and like what could only be described as a mission sent from Cupid himself to set Chad and I up through Ashley. By the end of the night, Chad and I would be boyfriend and girlfriend. She was like, "What do you mean you don't care either way? You still like him, right?" Obviously, the answer was practically written on my forehead. Yes, but I had my doubts that Chad and I could ever cross the great divide of him being popular and me being the queen bee's somewhat self-imposed mortal enemy. That's a whole other story for another time, but if you want to hear it, get this video to what, 15 likes? I'll tell it. Anyways, yeah, that divide felt like landing the rooftop gap jumps in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Tricky. Still, it only took Ashley a little bit of a push for me to revise my original verbal seepage and hit her with that'd be tight. After we changed, we headed back downstairs into the living room, got ready to watch a movie, but Chad wanted to skateboard a little first, and Jenny reluctantly agreed to go outside. It was her party after all, but she agreed. Ashley and Chad went outside before the rest of us and boarded down the block. At this point, I was basically vomiting mutant butterflies everywhere, but it was only a few minutes later that Ashley trotted back to the driveway like she'd won the Danimal's Sweet Life with Zach and Cody's sweepstakes. You know the one. You know. Who won it? I never saw the winners, did you? Anyways, I was like, where did she even get a Danimal's Crush Cup? Did she steal my winning Danimal's Crush Cup? Would I have to, in fact, crush her? She just smiled and giggled and shoved me towards Chad. Go over there, Chad wants to ask you something. I whipped back like a frickin' slingshot, only for a girl nearly half my size to basically sidewind and corkscrew me into the street with Chad. Ashley was small but frickin' fierce, okay? It felt so strange going over to him, so sheepishly. My cactus confidence worked so well with boys before, but his status felt so untouchable, and I undoubtedly was hacked by my defense mechanisms to increase the callousness quota stat, lest my abandonment issues completely destroy my chances with this boy, and I honestly really, really liked him. Of course, the beast treaty that the inner machinations of my mind came up with was a flippin' enigma. There he was, Chad, just rapidly angling his skateboard to the left, and then to the right, back to the center, and the left again. My Vans basically floated over to him in nervous excitement. Hey, Chad, you're so great at that. I wish I could skateboard. Yeah, well, maybe I can teach you sometime. That would be so tight. Okay, for the youngins, tight, translation, it'd be like Lady Lit, bet, on God. That's as close as you can get to tight. Now for my people, my dudes, I know you don't need elaboration, but it was totally on. Chad paused for a second and I looked away all cute and shy-like. And then he said to me, that's all the time that I have today. We're gonna have to go to part 3, which is coming out. I'm just kidding, people. Look at the time bar. Goofy Gooberia is a kingdom home to the goobers and I am their queen. He said, so I heard that you like me. Like me? Well, yeah, you're like really cute and we always laugh when we're together. I just wanted to say that I liked you too and, well, Ashley yelled from afar, do it, just ask her already. Chad and I laughed and looked at each other and then just shook our heads. I was wondering if you wanted to be like my girlfriend or something. The butterflies in my stomach were basically forming an all-out coup through parasitic invasion by now. Brain-eating amoeba? Who's she? An apocalyptic society-destroying, not at all scientifically improbable zombie virus? Shoot, dang, what is that? Literally, my brain must have just turned to mush. My black-eyed peas bring it on level of coolness must have frozen my developing frontal lobe. All of my investments in canoodle coin nosedived into the Marina frickin' trench because all of the things that I could have said in response to Chad. And I said, sure, I'd say yes to anybody, so yeah. Can we just take a moment of silence for baby Trojanflower? Thank you. Despite my non-existent tact, Chad was happy and he immediately took my hand, walked me back to the driveway where Ashley, Jenny, and her one true friend were waiting. They basically formed like a gauntlet for us to walk through and we went back inside, boyfriend and girlfriend. Jenny made some popcorn and Ashley pulled me aside to get the juicy caboosey details of the Genesis moment she orchestrated. And her reaction to my response was nothing short of utter disappointment, shock, and uncontrollable laughter. I just froze. I didn't know what to say. I didn't mean it. Should I tell him, like, that I actually really like him? And Ashley, through laughter, he knows you like him. Just, like, go hold his hand and play more video games with him or something. Not too soon before the movie started, Chad brought me upstairs to introduce me to his mom, whom I'd already met because I was there for her daughter's birthday party. But this time I was his girlfriend, so it was different. Now, that was fast, right? You might be thinking, but I don't know. It was cute and romantic then. Need I remind you, we were like 11 and 12 at this point, so. His mom shook my hand, asked me a few questions, like what I liked, what I didn't like, what my grades were in school, who my teachers were. She seemed nice enough, but went back into her bedroom pretty quickly, and we were back downstairs to watch none other than Final Destination 3. I swear, as I type this out, memories just keep flooding in. I was all for it because I loved horror films, and obviously this was the best opportunity to show how cool I was, right? It's not like I could have pretended to be scared and make Chad feel like the best boyfriend on day one, right? Now, Chad and I stayed up for a few more hours. We talked, we played video games, we held hands, just like Ashley told me. Until his mother came out, and he went to his room, I went to Jenny's room, snuggled my way into the sleeping bag, but did not sleep. No, the adrenaline fed my boy coin butterfly zombie amoebas, and of course that concoction equaled all of the fun neurotransmitters that wake you up instead of put you to sleep. Saturday morning came and went. Not much happened that day. We texted back and forth a few times, but I only had 100 texts per month. Yeah, that was a thing. So we basically only sent out a couple of less than threes and call me when you cans. Come that Sunday, though. As soon as this girl's homework was shoved into her pink corduroy backpack, I was running. No, swiftly walking to my new boyfriend's street for our first and last official date. As foretold, once I got to Chad's house, he swiftly got his skateboard and we were off into the sunset. Me walking slowly on the sidewalk, him slowly boarding on the street, us sharing headphones from my MP3 player listening to none other than all-time hits of Blink-182, Good Charlotte, and Paramore. Until it was dinner time. We hugged goodbye and said our see you tomorrows. And then it hit me. Chad would be my boyfriend at the social jungle that is middle school. I was a sloth in a jaguar's abode. Still, I excitedly got ready the next day. Double braids in my hair, my best Bobby Jack t-shirt on my back, my cutest bedazzled jeans on my legs, and Chad's Van sweatband on my wrist. When I got to the bus stop, I felt the return of those zombo flies, which only intensified when Chad did not show up for the bus. I texted him asking him if he was okay, taking my 100 texts down to it was probably at 72 at that point. No response. When I got to school, I only had time to walk to my first period class, which Chad and I did not share. My mind was racing with paranoia and excitement all at the same time. I wondered where he was, if he was sick, if I was going to get sick. Did people know yet? Did he tell anyone? Should I tell anyone? And then the bell rang. I don't know how it was at your middle school, but after our first period, we had a 15-minute break. So I made my way to the quad, and on my way there, I saw Chad with a couple of his friends, and I just got really excited, and I was thinking, what should I say? Should I say that I missed him on the bus? I waved hi and smiled, and his two friends looked at me while Chad looked down and away. Oh, I knew what was coming. They looked at me, and they said, while crossing their fingers over their neck, "It's over." And I, being the little cactus that I was, did not hesitate to rip off the black and white checkered Vans sweat wristband from my wrist and throw it at Chad and say I was gonna end it anyways. I could do a mic drop, but in retrospect, little Trojanflower's heart was a little bit broken. I really did like this guy, and I think he really did like me, but at the time, in the early 2000s, social cliques and circles were just a really big deal, and they might still be. I'm not in middle school, and I don't work with middle schoolers, so I don't really know. But if they are, and if you've ever had an experience similar to this, if you're experiencing this now, I just want you to know that you are so valuable and you are so worthy of real friendship and real love. And middle school relationships very, very rarely, if ever, last forever. And that long-term committed canoodler is what you're after anyways in the end. So thank you so much for listening to this embarrassing 6th grade boyfriend story and watching my monochrome school build. Please like and subscribe for more content. I will be doing other videos from The Sims 4 and other games. I'm excited for all that's to come, and I appreciate you joining me on the journey. Serendipity and blessings to you. Don't forget to share those blessings with those that need them.